Hello, word explorers! Today we're diving into the playful world of words that sound the same but mean different things. How cool is that? These words are like puzzles, sometimes tricky, always fun to figure out. Our special word for today is homonym. Can you say it? Homonym. Try it out loud. Get your listening ears and curious minds ready. We're about to meet some characters who get hilariously mixed up by these words. Ready? Let's begin our wordy adventure together. So, what's a homonym? You might have heard this funny-sounding word before, but what does it actually mean? Let's break it down together and see why homonyms can be both tricky and fun. A homonym is a special kind of word. It's a word that sounds exactly like another word, or sometimes is even spelled the same, but has a completely different meaning. Imagine two words that are like twins. They look or sound alike, but they have totally different personalities. For example, think about the word see, which means to use your eyes to look at something, and sea, which is the huge blue ocean full of waves and fish. They sound exactly the same when you say them out loud, but they mean two totally different things. Homonyms are like word twins with different jobs. Sometimes they even dress the same, spelled the same way, but act differently depending on where they are in a sentence. To figure out which word someone means, you have to listen carefully to the whole sentence. The words around a homonym give you clues, like detectives solving a mystery, so you know which meaning is the right one. It's almost like playing a fun game with words. Clever listeners and thinkers can spot homonyms and figure out their secret meanings just by paying attention. Every time you spot a pair of homonyms, you've solved a little word puzzle. It's a great way to challenge your brain and become a word detective. Now, let's see homonyms in action with a silly story. Get ready to listen closely and see if you can catch all the homonyms hiding in the tale. Once upon a time, deep in a lush green forest, there lived a curious and always hungry bear. One sunny morning, as he wandered through the woods searching for breakfast, he overheard a chatty squirrel chattering excitedly about a bare pear tree nearby. The bear's ears perked up at the mention of pears, his favorite treat. Without wasting a moment, he decided to follow the squirrel's directions, his stomach rumbling with anticipation. Excited and hopeful, the bear hurried through the trees, imagining juicy, delicious pears waiting just for him. But when he finally arrived, he was met with disappointment. A lonely tree stood before him, its branches completely empty, not a single pear in sight. The tree was truly bare, just as the squirrel had said, but not in the way the bear had hoped. The bear scratched his head, puzzled, and a little embarrassed. He realized that bare meant empty, or without anything, not bare like himself. It was a tricky word that sounded just like his own name, but meant something completely different. Just then, a wise old owl swooped down and pointed out a beautiful rose growing nearby. A lovely flower with soft petals and a sweet scent. But the bear, still thinking about food, misunderstood again. He thought the owl meant flour, the powder used for baking bread and cakes. He sniffed around, searching for a bag of flour, but found only the fragrant flower. The owl couldn't help but laugh, flapping his wings in amusement. He gently explained to the bear that flower and flour sound exactly the same, but one is a pretty plant and the other is used for baking. These words are called homonyms, words that sound alike but have different meanings. The bear sat down, thinking hard. He realized he'd been tricked by homonyms not once, but twice in a single day. It was a little confusing but also kind of funny. The owl reassured him that it wasn't a trick at all, just the playful nature of language. Words can sound the same and mean different things, making conversations full of surprises and laughter. From that day on, the bear learned to listen carefully and enjoy the fun of words. Homonyms make language a playful adventure, turning even an ordinary day in the forest into a story worth sharing with friends. The bear discovered something amazing. Words like bear, flower, and flower can sound exactly the same, but mean totally different things. These special words are called homonyms, and they make the English language extra fun and sometimes a little tricky. Imagine reading a story about a bear who can't bear to be bare in the cold, or baking a cake with flour while picking a flower for a friend. And don't forget about see and see. One is what you do with your eyes, and the other is a huge, sparkling ocean. Homonyms are everywhere, hiding in stories, conversations, and even jokes. Now it's your turn to become a homonym detective. Go on a homonym hunt. Listen carefully for words that sound the same, but have different meanings. You can find them in books, on TV, or even when you're talking with your friends and family. Maybe you'll hear someone talk about the sun shining in the sky, and then hear about a father and his son playing together. Isn't it cool how those words sound alike but mean something totally different? Or maybe you'll spot a brave knight in a storybook, and then look outside at the dark night. The world is full of these word twins just waiting to be found. Try collecting as many homonym pairs as you can. Write them down on sticky notes or make your own flashcards. See how many you can spot in a single day. The more you listen and look, the better you'll get at solving these fun word puzzles. Homonyms help you become a word explorer, always ready for a new challenge. When you find a homonym that makes you smile or laugh, share it with your family, friends, or even in the comments below. Let's see who can find the funniest or most surprising pair. Happy hunting, word explorers! Keep your ears and eyes open, and we'll see you on our next adventure with even more amazing words to discover.